Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Ongaku to You, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for September 21st, 2018. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hello, everyone.
And once
It's
again, it
good to be
is.
back.
Oh, yeah, it is good to be back. And once again, it is a Dos Compadres episode. No Gray today, unfortunately. But hey, how have you been, Luna? Well, I missed you last week, so it's good to have you back.
I missed you guys too. I missed you since Gray's not on here. It's been a busy week. I guess you could say, on vacation. It was more of like a family visit. I visited my grandparents in Phoenix, who I hadn't seen in like 6 years. So it was a good visit. And of course, when I come back, I just come back to a full packed week. So just a lot of things going on this week, but I'm really glad to be back on here.
Yeah.
So, how have you been doing, Ken?
I've been okay. I just started my new job this past week, and it is quite a doozy. It's a little bit more intense than my last job because it's a lot more data entry, which is good. But I see a lot of growth with this department in the company compared to my last department. So,
That's always a good thing.
but yeah, what have you been listening to, Luna?
Not as much as I've wanted to. So I've been listening to Kodokumi's DNA album, which is amazing. I love it. It is so good. I've also been listening to Chanmina again. I can't get her chocolate album out of my head. It is such a great album. I've also been listening to Aisha's newest mini album, Lovesick, which is also really, really good. I was listening to some this week, who I haven't listened to her Mikeaholic album in years. So I popped that in, and I'm just like, I forgot how much I love her. And I love her voice, and that she just does such a good combination of R&B and rap. And I got back into her. Been listening to some Benny K. Of course, I've been listening to some Namie, and we'll talk about that later because I have everything going on. It's sad, but you know, um, just like a hodgepodge of stuff this week. I feel like there's something else really big I was listening to. Oh, Kana's new single, Bedtime Story, which we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah.
And I also went back in the K-pop streak a little bit. Some Girls' Generation, but they're Japanese stuff mixed with some of their Korean. So I think that's pretty much it. It's just really been a. Oh, I was listening to Michi. Forgot about that. When I came back, had a little too much to drink, and I was playing Michi's first mini album, Michi Madness. Those of you who don't know who Michi is, she is a half Japanese, half British singer who does a mixture of, I guess you could say, electronic music with pop. And I am a huge fan of her. Unfortunately, she hasn't done anything in the last maybe 3 to 4 years. She moved to New York. So those of you who live in New York, you might actually see her. She does a lot of stuff with fashion over there and art. But I love her music, and I started listening to some of her songs the other day, and I'm just like, oh man, I want her to come back so bad.
Oh.
So, um, but that's about it for me. What about you, Ken?
Um, I've been doing a whole indie corner kick lately. I've been listening to Sweet Sweet Seat because they had a new single come out on Apple Music, so I kind of took a ride on that. I did listen to Ellie again, who's a lot of our indie corners from the last couple weeks ago. Sone plus Jackie. Mostly because they had a live recently, and I went to go listen to a couple of the live recordings that they had. So a lot of indie corner stuff. I was re-listening to Stella again, but that was just because I really like Cinderella. But besides that, I did listen to, or I went to go watch the Rosalia Bang Dream Fifth live viewing that they had in in the theaters. So it was really nice. A little bit more people came this time around. It was about 16 or so compared to the 13 for
Oh,
Pop and Party. So Pretty good. Pretty good. I really do like Rosalia the best, and that was the first time I actually got to see Yukidin play bass because that was the member that left and graduated because of her health problems. But besides that, nothing much else. Actually, I'm actually really excited that football season's back, but that's just neither here or there.
I actually kind of figured that. I know a lot of people at my job are doing fantasy football, so I've been hearing a lot about football lately, but I'm not a football person. Sorry. You already know that we don't have a team anymore, so.
Yeah.
But we don't deserve to have one anyway.
Well, that's neither here or there when we.
Yeah.
My team used to be in St. Louis, and that would be the only reason why I would want to go to St. Louis. But now, since they're back home in LA,
we got the Cardinals.
We got
the Cardinals at least.
Yeah, right now they're like a game and a half away from the playoffs or for the wild card for baseball.
I know.
So I'm like,
which is really good, and I'm really excited about that. I'm actually a pretty big Cardinals fan, and I don't watch it on TV, but I love going to the actual games. Or actually, I take that back. Occasionally, I watch it on TV when I'm at the bar. Or when I'm, like out. Yeah, I shouldn't say at the bar, but usually when there's a game on, I'm probably drinking and watching it because, hey, that's a good way to watch a game.
What's funny is during this past week of football things, a lot of the tight ends and the wide receivers and the running backs, they're a little bit younger than us now, just because of the nature of sports and athletes and wear and tear. But that means they also grown up with like anime and stuff. So when one of the Steelers did a touchdown, he did a Rasengan celebration where he had someone hold the football behind him, and he did the Naruto Rasengan move, and he jammed it into someone's. And then the Rams, their running back, when he popped out for his victory lap, he did the Naruto run.
That is awesome.
So I was like laughing about that. If you guys do care, I'm part of Potosaurus. I'm part of Kuryu Hunter, our lovely little living mailbox. I'm part of his Discord channel, and he has a thing called Sports Ball, and he made it as a joke, but I actually use it to talk about sports. To his discretion. He goes, I'm so mad that you guys actually talk about sports in this. So, but that's neither here or there. Let's continue on with some news here. First and foremost, it was an article that I just did, I want to say 2 hours before recording here. Namie dropped a brand new music video for her latest single called, I think it's called Dreamland.
Yes. Or is it Dreamland or Wonderland? Hold on.
Wonderland. There we go.
Wonderland. It's Wonderland. I am so excited about this because I love her. She is so adorable, and I loved her in Dream. Love her now. I've bought everything since her debut, so I'm excited about this. This is going on pre-order on CD Japan right away.
So I have a question. She's still technically with Avex and Rhythm Zone, right? She just left Dream, right?
Yes. Yeah, she's with Rhythm Zone. Yeah, I would say she graduated from Dream. I don't think there are any members left. So most of them graduated, and there were... those of you who don't know who Dream is, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And they switch up members every so often. I think she graduated 2017, but hold on, because I'm checking on this because it's one of those things that they've had so many members come and go that she graduated 2017. Yep, June. And I really don't think there's anyone left.
Well, they all got integrated with e-girls anyway.
Yeah, they did, because Eddie left, and Aya left, and Shizuka left. They all, and if there is, there would be, yeah, there really isn't. If there is, there's one member left, and I don't remember who that is.
But yeah, I mean, no, I was wondering why she still is using the name Dream Ami, even though she technically left Dream. But I guess that's because she's still technically in Exile's label, which is Rhythm Zone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
and I love Rhythm Zones. Rhythm Zone puts out some, for a sub label, they're solid. They're a solid sub label.
well,
But yeah,
it's the one that pretty much Exile owns. That's why, yeah. So
yeah, Potokumi's under Rhythm Zone as well. So, but yeah, I really like Dream Ami. I've liked her since, she joined Dream. I think she's really cute. Although my favorite member was Yamamoto Sayaka. And I also like Tachibana Kana, but that's going way back.
no,
So.
you can't touch on my happiness, baby.
Or Hasebe Yu. Yeah, yep. I do like happiness.
I love Karen. Karen was my baby.
I know. I follow her on Instagram.
She's a very beautiful lady with very nice
long
legs.
She's adorable.
But yeah, she's Dream Ami is making a new single, which is gonna come out on October 24th, and you can check out the music video on our website if you guys are interested. It does keep with the Alice in Wonderland theme, with Ami being surrounded by giant candy and random small things, but more giant. Like I think she's like rolling around in like a giant T-shirt or something like that. It's pretty funny, but I'm looking forward to it. It's actually, I think it's much better than her last single, in my opinion.
Oh, I liked it better than her last one. Although I did like Amaharu. I did like Amaharu, but I like this one a little bit better.
Yeah.
Actually, I like this one a lot better. But all her stuff she's released so far, I've really enjoyed. And her releases are always really, really cool. They always come with something special, which means I need to pre-order soon, so I get that special bonus.
But yeah, continuing on. So, this past weekend was a very, very sad thing in the music industry. Namie finally, she's retired right now. Yeah, so she had she had her final fan event this past weekend, and yeah, I mean, why don't you talk about a little bit about Namie, because I'm pretty sure we'll do an artist spotlight on her within the year, but let's just call this a mini one. Well, what do you think about this?
Yeah, because Namie has a huge discography. She has been in the music industry since 1994. For those of you who don't know, she was originally part of a group called the Super Monkeys, which it actually formed from. She ended up leaving. She was the vocalist along with the girls from Max. Max is, I guess, would you call them a Eurobeat girl group, or I don't know how to describe who Max is, but they were in a Super Monkeys with her. Namie was really, after that, she pretty much went with Avex, and she took off very, very well. I really love all her music. I love her music with the Super Monkeys, which a lot of people don't know. Like Mr. USA was one of those songs she did with the Super Monkeys, and that's actually one of my favorite songs because it's so much fun. But her first album, Sweet 19 Blues, that flew off. That was her first one, which came out in '96. And it's actually a solid album. I have all her stuff. She started releasing singles though in '95, right after the Super Monkeys. I'm trying to think of other mini stuff to say. I mean, she's had tons of albums. And personal information, a lot of people probably don't know this. She's from Okinawa. Her mother is actually half Italian, and her father's Japanese. So she actually has a little bit Italian in her, and you can see it a little bit. Especially in her early days, when you see her with the Super Monkeys. You can definitely see that in her. You can tell she did have a lot of influence from a lot of American songs and singers, especially with how her style changes and also her outfits. And if you see how she went from pop, she also had her hip hop stage, which you can see that where she combines like pop and hip hop. And I actually really loved that stage just because it just seemed like, I don't know, it worked really well. And I mean, she has a good amount of studio albums, and I feel like even though she has as many as she does, I feel like Ayumi has more, and Namie has been around longer, which is kind of, looking at it from, my perspective. But I'm trying to think of what else to say. I mean, it's just a really sad moment because she's been in the music industry for so long. I've I've loved her music since I first heard her, and I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school, so this was probably '04. And her first song I ever heard was So Crazy. I love that song. And that was on her Style album, which came out in '03. So I didn't, and after that, I was hooked. I bought her Queen of Hip Hop album. I got her Play album. I got every album after that, and I finally acquired all her early albums. And hearing her style change is amazing because when I first heard her, I didn't like her older style, and as I grew, I love it all. And not only her look, she's been a great fashion icon for so many singers. She has inspired so many people, and you can see how artists now look up to her. And she seems like such a sweet, genuine person, and she's been through so much personal wise. She's had, some difficult things in her life, and she deserves her retirement. I mean, she deserves every bit of it, and I'm sad to see her go. I really am. When I saw her, that she did her final performance in Okinawa, and I'm just like sitting there, and now I'm trying not to cry because her music has inspired me. There's a lot of songs of hers that have, helped me get through things. Her song "Baby Don't Cry," I remember watching that when it aired, and that was a song that's always been special to me, and such a beautiful video. And now I'm just kind of reminiscing about, Namie and all the good times I've had with her music and all the good times I still will. I mean, she's been an artist who's been a part of everyone's life, and you can see it by her by her sales and by how all the fans are reacting. There's so many fans who reacted to her retirement, and so many well wishes and so much love coming from all her fans, wishing her well. And I feel the same way. She deserves time to spend with her family. And for those of you who don't know, she actually has a son. He's probably, I'm trying to think, he has to be a little bit younger than me. So
Wait.
he's a grown up now. So
Wait. He's that
you didn't know
much?
she's a son?
No. I didn't. I thought like 8, 9, not my age.
No, I think he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. I think he's in his 20s, but I can't remember. But he's not 8 or 9. No, he's older than that. Because she was divorced, and I'm trying to think. Because she was married and she had a son, and then she got divorced. I think her son was born in '97 or '98, so her son's around 20.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, 20 or 21 around there.
Yeah, so he's around there, so she probably wants to spend time with him, just thinking of all the years in the music industry, and you're always on the road and all that stuff, so I'm sure that's one thing. Since he's technically almost an adult now, or is an adult, she probably wants to spend time with him, and I don't blame her at all, so I'm really glad she'll have more time to do that now.
Oh yeah. How long do you think before people start making a cover album, so to speak?
Oh, I can see that happening, like a full Namie cover album, maybe in the next year or two, just because she has been such an inspiration, and look at how much her Blu-ray sales have sold.
Oh yeah.
It is crazy. And there are a lot of artists who people have done cover albums for. Like Yui they did a cover album for her after not. I think she was retired at the time. I swear it wasn't even a year after she retired. It was a cover album. So I could easily see that with Namie. It's Avix. I wouldn't be surprised. Plus, there's so many artists who would love to do that, and I could see them doing more than one cover album because of her extensive discography and the amount of songs she has that have been hits. I mean, there have been a lot. You looked at her Finally CD in 3 discs, and a lot of those were giant hits. And everyone knows Can You Celebrate? It's a huge wedding song. Um, Love Story, when I was in Japan, that was huge, and I love that. I absolutely love that song, and it's still really a really popular song.
My friend
But
is
you look at
my friend is currently in Japan, trying to find a job, but every convenience store plays Hero all the time now.
yep, that's the big one, yeah. And there are so many songs they could easily cover. I just hope they pick the right people, but it'll be interesting to see that. And I'm wondering how long before they do some reissues for her albums too. Because a lot of her albums that are older are long out of print. Her Sweet Chick albums, which a lot of people might not know this, that she branched off into the hip hop rap industry and did a little thing called Sweet Chick. And I personally love her Sweet Chick side. It is amazing. And I have her first one for that, When Pop Hits the Fan, and it's amazing. What I'm missing is When Pop Hits the Lab, because it's very, very out of print. It's the remix album of that, and I cannot get a copy for under 40 or 50 bucks. So I can see them doing re-releases too. Not another best album, but I could see them re-releasing her first album, Sweet 19 Blues. It's a classic. It's a great album, And I could also see them doing a complete video collection, because she needs one. Avix, if you're listening, I want it on Blu-ray, and I want it better quality than the Ayumi Hamasaki one you released in 2011, because that doesn't look very good. I would love to see a complete Blu-ray collection of all her videos in one set. I would buy that in a heartbeat. The only thing I'm wondering is her fan club's not open anymore. It officially closed when she retired, so they couldn't sell a fan club edition anymore. But they could still sell something like that if she signed off on it, and I would love to see that come out. I can see them pushing a lot more Namie goods, or at least some, cover albums, maybe some remix albums, maybe another compilation album, because the compilation album Checkmate didn't have all her compilations on there, I felt like. So, or a B-side album as well. I mean, if you don't have all her singles, you're not going to get all her B-sides. And there's some really, really good B-sides. So I could see them still doing more. I would like to see her come back for the Olympics. I wouldn't say step out of retirement, but I would like to see her actually be there and sing. That would be really, really cool. But I wouldn't blame her if she wouldn't want to do that and would like to be left alone. And, she might want to travel. She might want to just, stay in Okinawa with her family. I really do hope we do a spotlight on her. She has been a big part of my life. She does have a solid discography to get through, I will say that. But I think it's worth it, because you can see different sides of her as you go through, from her first album from 96 to her last studio album in 2015. I mean, you see a huge difference in her vocals, her style, her fashion. And it's amazing. Same with watching her concerts. You can see such a great change. She's an amazing dancer. She always looks adorable or sexy, or, it's just, there's so much I could say about her. So, and I feel there's a lot of artists who really respect her and have learned from her.
Yeah, there has been. I'm actually looking forward to what's gonna happen after this. Mostly because I want to see if there's going to be a B-side album. I want to see if there's going to be a bunch of tribute and cover albums also. That'll be the most interesting next step, so to speak.
I'm very curious about that too, because there's, even though she is retired. There's still so much the record labels could do easily, and a lot of things that they didn't release that I wish if they would. Or they would have. I still don't have a copy of. I don't have the music video of the Speed Star. It wasn't included in her. It was only included in the single that came with the DVD, which is really hard to come by because I've tried to find it. And the video release, it was her one of her filmography. It was I forgot which filmography DVD it was. It was filmography 201 to 205, and included the other side to it because Speed Star and why can't I think today? Speed Star was with it was with Girl Talk, and it was like a double A side single, and Girl Talk was included in the filmography. Speed Star wasn't. Still makes me upset. I want Speed Star on Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite songs that is not on her any of her albums. It's only on that single. And I want that single just for that song. But if they released a B-side album, that would be amazing because she has a lot of really, really good B-sides that never made it to an album. So, just saying, you know, I would love to see that. But I am curious what's going to have afterward with tribute albums. And I mean, there's some artists who are still around who people have done covers and tributes for. So I'm very interested to see who they'll get to do the, you know, cover albums and tribute albums. If they're going to pull Avix artists or they're going to pull, you know, artists from other record labels, I would actually like to see them not just pull from Avix. Avix has a lot of talented artists under all their, you know, sub-labels, but I would also like to see other artists from other labels collaborate, which does not happen often. But that would be something I would like to see. So, I'd like to see Mayjay do a cover, which I'm surprised she hasn't yet. Do a Namie cover.
I'm surprised her nor Benny has done a Namie cover. To my knowledge.
I'm surprised too because Mayjay's done a lot of. She did a Yunito cover, which I'm not surprised about that.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised Namie being, you know, who she is. I'm super surprised, and Mayjay's under Avix, and so is Benny. So that would be interesting to see, and I would like to see what song they would do too, because they have such different vocals than Namie. So I'm very curious how that'd play out.
Well, especially with Benny and Mayjay, because both of them do champion the whole cover aspect, either into English or into another Japanese format. So
I agree. So I'm super curious to see what would happen. I could see them doing Can You Celebrate just because that would fit their vocal range more. Or at least her older stuff I could see them doing easily, but some of her newer stuff, I'm wondering how they would pull some of those off. But I would like to see it.
Well, who knows? But yeah, with that, let's continue on to the Oricon here. I know we only had 2 news articles, but the Namie thing was really important for us because when we first started, Namie's Finally album was just coming out. It's been a month after that, but it was running strong for a majority of our podcasts. So,
and I wonder if it's still on there. It was on there last week because of, you know.
You go pop into.
So I'm actually gonna. That's what I'm doing right now because I really want to.
Let me go pop into that real fast. Hold on.
The Blu-rays. Oh, yep. It's a holy cow. It's up and it's going up.
Blu-ray side or album side to reach number 2.
Album. It's it's number 3 and it's sold 20,000 this week.
At this point,
I'd like to see the total sales for this.
At this point, who does not have this album?
I don't know. I bought my copy. I pre-ordered my copy day 1. But if you do go on Amazon Japan and you type in Finally, this is the best-selling thing on there. And by the way, regarding the Blu-ray sales, if you guys want any of those Blu-rays, they're gone. I'm upset. I'm missing a Nagoya Blu-ray limited edition. So if anyone wants to sell me theirs, if it has the plastic steel still around it, I will buy it off you. I needed to complete my set, but I missed out on a Nagoya one, and I'm really mad. But
I'm
they're all sold out, and you can tell they've sold like hotcakes. And the ones you can get, you're going to be paying $200 on Amazon Japan. Believe me, I've looked.
It's too bad. Like my friend, she's part of the fan club, and because I think you had to be in the fan club for a certain amount of years, because another friend of mine who's in the fan club didn't get it because she joined fairly recently. But
Recently, I see.
yeah, my friend got personalized Blu-ray spines that says that, oh, Namie loves this person because she's been in the fan club for so long.
I saw those. There's a lot of people on Instagram who had those, and I was just like, I didn't know if you could do, if international people are allowed to join, so I never joined. And I'm regretting it now after seeing all those. They are gorgeous, and some of them got a special limited box. I don't know how in the hell you got that, but there is a special premium box. I guess it was an exclusive at one of the stores. People are selling it on Yahoo Auctions Japan right now, and I've been trying to get myself a copy, but they're going for over $100 for an empty box. I can't spend that much on an empty box, but I if it's under 100, I'll bid. So, I mean, there's some really cool goods. What I did not know is Amazon Japan had several exclusives for each Blu-ray edition. I wish if I would have ordered off there sooner and not CD Japan, because Amazon Japan had way cooler exclusives, and they had like 5 different exclusives. Some were photos, some were calendars, some were buttons, and I am really mad I didn't look at that sooner, but I saw the prices Amazon Japan was more versus CD Japan, and it was $20 more, so I went with the less pricey option, and now I'm kicking myself. But hopefully, when I go back to Japan, maybe I can still find some Namie fan goods, because I really want some.
That'd be.
So.
Maybe you should try to find one that's so close to your name. If someone sold the fan club editions.
That's true. I don't know. I mean, if I bought those fan club editions, which I'm sure you probably had to spend, it was probably over $500 getting all those editions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt. I wouldn't sell those. I couldn't. Like, I have 4 out of the 5 editions, and I said I was only going to get 1 edition, and then I ended up wanting to buy the rest, which has been a challenge. And I won't get rid of them. They're beautiful, and I regret not buying all 5 when they released, but that was a lot of money. I didn't have the money at the time, and I have to be, smart about how I spend my money. So,
Well, that plus you're getting married, so
yeah, that's the other reason. I can't, I have to save some of my money. I can't just blow it all on Blu-rays like I want to, and CDs.
I think she did. My friend did get the special edition, the box. Because all I see is just
there was a box you could house it.
Yeah, 25th edition, and I think it's like personalized too.
Yeah, the box. Some of the boxes where there were 2 editions with the boxes. There were some that were personalized. There were some that were standard, and I don't know if they were Tsutaya exclusives or if they were Tower but I swear one of the things over there, I'm guessing, maybe if you bought all 5, you got a box. That's kind of what I was getting at. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't read up enough, but I saw tons of people on Instagram had those. And I'm like, I want the box. So, I mean, it's something. I could not sell mine. I mean, I'm one of those people who has a lot of nostalgia, and Namie is one of them. I have all her Blu-rays. I'm only missing 2 concerts by her. I have 1 concert on Laserdisc. I would like to get her music video collection on Laserdisc. So I couldn't do it. Like, even if I was hard up for money, I'd probably pawn some of my anime off before I'd pawn those off. So, and I have some anime I could pawn, but I can't unless I'm desperate. But there's some cool editions. If you guys haven't got the Blu-rays, if you can find them, get them because you're missing out. It's 3 discs, 3 concerts on there, and it's an amazing set list.
But yeah, let's continue on to the Archon right now. There is a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Finally, we're getting over this lovely little month and a half drought we've been going through with
Mm-hmm.
Nogizaka and Keyakizaka, and that's all gonna change next week because guess what released this week? Sentimental
I don't
Train.
remember. Oh yeah, that music video was a mess.
So next week is gonna be a mess. You want to take a bet? Because if you guys don't know, it's gonna be a Dos Compadres between me and Luna here for the next couple weeks, for the next oncoming couple episodes here. So
Yeah, depending on, or it might be. We'll see how it works, but it's gonna be Dos Compadres either way.
yeah, it's gonna be Dos Compadres. It's gonna be yeah.
How much should I bet? I think it's gonna sell over 1 million just because Jurina's in it.
2
and
mil.
even though it's just a sketch.
2 mil.
Huh?
2
2 mil?
2 mil.
I might change mine from 1 mil to
2 mil.
1 mil is too low.
I'm thinking.
I'm gonna go with 2.5.
Yeah, either 2.3 or
I'm
2
going
mil.
with 2.5.
I'll go with 2.3. 2.3. I'm confident.
I'm going with 2.5.
I'm confident.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2.5, and you're probably gonna win this one because you know AKB better than I do. But I have seen past sales, and they kill it. I'm just gonna go with 2.5.
Because let's just say this much. What was their last one? It was like Jamba Ja, or no, it was Teacher. It sold close to like.
I love Teacher.
It sold 2 mil fairly easily. But yeah,
it did.
That's coming on for the next week. Let's continue on with this week's. With number 10, it's once again Jiko Cho de Iko by Nogisaka 46. Not much we can say about this one already that we have already said. If you want to listen to our first impressions, it's been on here for close to a month and a half now. So, congrats on them for being that relevant for that long. But Nogizaka and Keyakizaka has been becoming a pretty powerful force right now.
I agree, and I actually like a lot of their stuff, and I'm picky, but so I've liked almost all theirs. So I've actually bought a few of their singles because I liked them so much, which is, rare for me going for a lot of idols. I'm picky on my idols.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it sold a wonderful 10,912 copies this week. And going on up to number 9, it is their sister group, Keyakizaka 46, with Ambivalent. Once again. This time around, it's like a month, give or take a month and a week now. So they've been on the chart for a while now with this song. Not much we can say that we haven't said already. But yeah, this week it sold a lovely 12,406 copies. And continuing on up to number 8, it is Sakiyama Tsubasa with Crescent Moon. It's been a while since we've seen him. I want to say a couple months now.
It has. And I actually liked the song a lot. I like the video, and I wish they had more than a minute and a half.
Oh, yeah. It's a very good single, mostly because he does have that Visual K style voice without doing the Visual K.
I agree.
And it's one of the things I really do like about his style, so to speak. But, yeah, it's a really good song.
The video was actually... It was, and I liked how it opened. I think that was why, with the guitars, and then him in the middle singing. I actually really liked how that video looked. I mean, style-wise, it was really... it really caught my attention. So...
But yeah, it sold a wonderful 15,281 copies. And continuing on to number 7, it is Nishino Kana with Bedtime Story.
I really liked the song. I liked it way better than Love Story. Or no, it was I Love You. Sorry. Why am I thinking? I'm still on Namie. Yeah, I really like Bedtime Story a lot better than I Love You. I mean, I Love You was okay, but Bedtime Story was actually really good, and I like the melody of it. It was really cute, and I have my copy. It's still coming in the mail, so I'm really really excited to get it. Um, but I really liked it.
I liked it too. And recently, I don't really like Nishino Kana's new style, but this is a song it's fairly decent. It's much better than I Love You. Much better. But for me,
I agree.
this is kind of like the Esperanza, where I like it at first, but then there's not much, not much there.
I still like Esperanza. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but I do understand what you mean by after a while you get a little tired of it, and I can see myself doing that with Bedtime Story. It is a solid single, which I'm glad to see a solid single from her, because lately her newer style, I like you, I haven't I mean, I miss her old style. I miss her distant style, her earlier style, her first couple albums. I love that style so much. And I mean, if you listen to all her music from start to finish, you can hear a giant change. And this style is not one of my favorites, but it does so well with this song. So I'm curious to see what she'll do, her next single, if she's going to keep the style. If I want to see her change it back a little bit, and try to make it go back like it was. But this style is also really popular. Like, a lot of people, some reason, like this style for her. Not me as much.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, it sold a wonderful 16,720 copies. Not too bad. And I would like to see the music video, but Sony.
Yeah, and you gotta wait for an album to come out, because the single doesn't actually have the music video. It just has the jacket shooting and the making, or an interview. So it depends. Sony switches it up between those. So they don't even include the music video on the singles anymore. Or at least her singles, they don't. So you gotta wait for the album to come out, then the music videos are included. So then I have to buy the album because I want to watch the music videos. Thank you, Sony. But I really do want to see the music video for this. And because of where we're located, we can't watch anything of Sony, but you guys already know that because of my rants. So I'll say, because they make me mad sometimes.
Yeah, and of course, Gray's rants because he wants to see that little Glee Monster stuff also.
Yep. We feel it heavily.
But yeah, continuing on to number 6, it's Koko ni by Kanjani 8.
This was a hard one to find. Yeah. So I listened to, because there was no video, it was a talk show with them, and it had the song at the end. So I listened to it that way. And I really wish if I could actually see the video, because I like the song. It was actually really interesting. And I'd like to, actually hear it in full. So, what did you think about it?
This was number one. This was number 1 last week. I don't know if you listened to last week's episode or not, Luna. But
I have not had a chance yet.
Yeah, me and Gray got into a little bit of a heated argument about Johnny's style, because he got to the point that he was saying that it is a generic male idol song. And I can see from his point, but that's a lot of what Johnny style is.
Yeah, it is. That's what Johnny's is. It, Johnny's is such a hard thing to define, because it is male idols. That is what they all are. Everything under Johnny's is male idols. So I wouldn't call this one generic, but it's just Johnny's style. I don't know. I can't describe it any other way.
Yeah, so like
I'm gonna have to listen to that now. I want to hear this argument.
yeah, and then he was like, because he got into the point of, hey, why is there infinity symbol? This isn't the first time we've seen Kanjani 8. We saw them in the
Yeah.
Kohaku also.
Yep, we did.
So, but I don't want to blind sight him because he's not here. But I was just wondering if you heard that little argument that we had last week, or a little conversation we had last week about that.
I'm curious, just because Johnny's is a hard group to define, so everyone has their own opinion. Because it was an okay. I mean, like, I liked it, but at the same time, it's one of those songs that I probably won't go back to often. So, I mean, it was a good song, but it's not something, that I'm going to listen to and repeat. I guess I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I understand. Because Johnny's has a lot of that gripe. It's either you really, really like Johnny's style or you don't. And I understand that completely. For being an Adachi fan, I understand that 100% of the way. There are people that love Adachi, and there are people that hate Adachi because it's Johnny's style.
Mm-hmm.
So, I completely understand, but it's just like, this song was a little bit more better than the usual idol music that we listen to. Because if that's the case, then Cinderella Girl was by the numbers Johnny's also, technically. But that's a really good song that I really like.
I love Cinderella Girl. That is an amazing song.
Yeah, so... And the number one song, it was a really good song too, and they're technically Johnny's also.
Yes, and we'll definitely get into that.
But yeah. This week they sold a lovely 21,443 copies. And going on up to number 5, it is Niji no Conquistadors with Zutto Summer de Koishiteru, or Aishiteru. Sorry about that. They need to calm down in this music video.
Yeah, so I did not like the song. It was way too much.
It was too much.
The video was like kind of cute, but it was way too much. It was like I almost didn't finish it because I just could not handle that. And I like some of the anime music and some of the cutesy stuff, but this was like way too much for me to handle. And I listen to a lot of anime songs occasionally, but this was no, please stop. Calm down. Don't take whatever you're taking.
And I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen them. This is like the second or third time.
I know, and I don't think I liked the first time. I don't remember what the first song was now.
It was like a double or triple A side song, I believe.
Oh, I think I know, and I don't think I cared for it. Or I think it was just they needed to tone it down. Like 2 of them were too, and then the one I think was okay, but I could not get with the song. It wasn't my type of music. It was way too much. Way too much. And I like a lot of high energy songs, but their voices were just like the anime characters, but they were more like the annoying girls that you want to punch in the face. They're the ones you want to tell, please shut up. And it was just like, I'm trying to think, like if you watch one of those harems with a whole bunch of girls who are really hyper and really loud and obnoxious. That's what it was like. And I love harems. But imagine them all singing and not just yelling at each other and fighting over the guy. Yeah, that's what this was. It was no. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, this was a thumbs down for me.
But they just needed to calm down just like two
Yeah,
octaves
just a
down.
little bit.
Just a little bit,
Yep,
and I would enjoy it. Now, if I were
I
to
would have
watch the
enjoyed it
music
more, but their
video
voices.
and just put it on mute, I would have enjoyed this.
Yeah, I like the music video, but their voices, I couldn't do it. It was too much. It was like, remember when we had that Idol Master song that we said, we would have liked this, but it was a couple octaves too high. Yeah, that's this.
Yeah,
But
they were hyper. They were hyper. Like they chugged down like two monsters right before they filmed this thing.
Yeah. It was like, holy cow, what are you girls doing? Nope. And it sold a good amount, so I guess Japan liked it.
I wonder why.
Well, probably cute girls in swimsuits. Because there was one girl, oh my god, she was so cute. She had the longer hair and she had a really cute smile. She reminded me of Kotobuki Minako, which is why I thought she was really cute. Because I love Kotobuki Minako from Sphere.
Yeah.
And she reminded me of her. And I'm just like, oh my god, she's really cute. And then I heard the music. And I'm like, oh god, no. I can't. But I can see why the music video, that would get people to buy it. Oh my god, that video. Oh, I gotta buy that single now. I have to mute it to buy or to watch it again.
It sold a lovely 23,137 copies. Going on up to a completely opposite of the spectrum of Idol, it is Gang Parade. I'm becoming a huge fan of Gang Parade now.
I really, really like this song. I love the video. I love the song.
Yes.
And I think the reason I loved it so much is the lyrics was one of them. And it was a song that actually really spoke to me.
Yeah.
And their vocals as well, because it fit perfect with the song. This was actually one of my favorites of the week.
I remember when Gang 2 came out back in June. They were I think they were number 5 last week, or their last single also. I was like, this is what I really like about Idol. If they can break the mold just a little bit to make them stand out, I really appreciate them. And I kind of took a little bit closer look at Gang Parade, and now because of this song, Can't Stop, I really, really like them.
And I agree. I actually second on that, because if they release an album, I actually might consider buying it.
Yeah,
I probably will, because this song was really good. And I just it caught me from the first moment I heard it.
If you guys are able to watch the music video. The music video is really good. Mm-hmm. It has a really good message also.
That was the big thing for me. The message in this song was one thing that really sticks to you, because you don't always see that nowadays, and you can get the message without understanding Japanese if you watch the music video and you see what they're talking about. And I feel like even if you do understand Japanese, watching the music video really goes with it, because it's a very powerful video. So,
and they're not typical idols too, because one of the girls, she has a shaven head, and she owns it because she colors that too fairly well.
Yeah, that actually was one of the things that caught me too, because I'm like, that's something you actually don't see very often, especially with idols. That was kind of surprising, and I was really glad that they have someone like that in in a group. So
they have certain members that would not be considered idol in standard territories, which I appreciate. So definitely, if you guys are able to, this song and the number 1 song. Well, number 2 was really good too, but we'll get on that when we get there. Those 3 songs are the top songs for this week. But
I agree.
Can't Stop sold a wonderful 25,791 copies. And now we're getting to the blowouts here.
So
Going on
I
up.
kind of like 3,
Yeah, well,
but we'll talk about it.
going on up to number 3. It is Monsta X, living it up.
So I will say I did like it, but here's my gripe. So I watched the video, and the first rapper who comes on, as soon as I hear his voice, I'm like, that's G-Dragon. It sounds just like G-Dragon. Why does he sound just like G-Dragon? And I love G-Dragon, so that's probably part of the reason why I like the song, is because it did have a very Big Bang-esque, which is why I kind of liked it. I will say their dance moves are actually pretty good. And I like that they're not being obnoxious like some of the other groups can be, you know? I kind of am starting to like Monsta X a little bit, and I'm regretting not picking up a couple of their albums I found in Phoenix. So, what did you think of this?
Well, it's all right. It's just not my cup of tea, so to speak.
Yeah.
And this is a Korean band that ventured over, and
Yes.
this isn't the first time we've talked about them too. And I remember the last time they also made it on the Oricon, I wasn't really too hot on them either. So take that
I
as
feel
you
like
will.
it is like for them it's like a style thing. I guess my gripe is I don't like that there are so many members. I feel like, it doesn't give enough members time to, I don't know. But
Right.
they did give me a Big Bang vibe, which is probably one of my guilty pleasures. It's because Big Bang's not together anymore; they're disbanded. So when I do find someone who's like them, and like a little bit, they reminded me a little bit of older Big Bang. I think that's why. And also, one of the members reminded me of the Korean singer Seven, who most people probably don't know because this was back in the day. He also ventured in the J-pop industry at one time. But one of the members kind of reminded me of him a little bit, and I'm just like, oh my god, he looks just like Seven. I'm like, oh, he's cute. So I can see why they're popular though in Japan, because the style, and K-pop's been picking up not just in Japan, but it's become really big in the US.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
for example, when I was visiting Phoenix, there was a record store there. It's called Zia Records, and they had a whole K-pop section. Tons of K-pop. They had BTS, they had Monsta X, and they had Red Velvet, and they had Twice. But they didn't have like the older K-pop that I love, but they had all the newer stuff. They had a lot. They had EXO, and you could see how big K-pop was. And I was looking at the section, and one girl's like, "Oh yeah, K-pop sells like hotcakes." And when I went to the Target over there, they were promoting BTS on the big screen
Oh good.
on all the TVs, and they had BTS albums, which I was surprised. So you can kind of see how Japan, it's getting really big there, not just there, but worldwide. So I can see how Monsta X is selling really well. Their Japanese is really good too, or at least it sounded really pretty good. Like they picked up on it. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing more from them. I would say it's not the best song I've heard by them. I like the other one way better, but it wasn't a bad song.
But yeah. It sold a wonderful 64,389 copies. Pretty much tripling everything under the water there.
I know it did pretty dang good.
Yeah. But not as good as the next two. Oh boy.
Oh, I know.
And going on up to number 2, it is, I believe it's called Kaizen Dash. I think that's what you call it. Hold on, let me go peer up at the Google translation of this real fast. But it's by Boys and Men, which we have covered once before many times. And they're a really good
Yes.
band, or boy group. I really do like it. The song was actually really good, so.
It was, but it was hard to find.
Um, I was. Someone privated the song, and I was able to find it. That was the only way.
I did find it. It was just a little bit harder to find. I had to kind of dig around for it, but I guess the quality I heard wasn't very good. And I think I watched a live performance of it, which I really liked the live performance. But it was actually a good song, and I'd like to hear a clearer version than what I saw.
It's called Hono Tenka Dashu. If you guys are able to look at that, I'll send you the link for the song that I was able to hear. So
Yeah, because the one I heard was not very good, and I would like to hear a clearer version because it was very like someone recorded it from their phone off the radio.
oh
That's
jeez.
what my version sounded like.
Oh jeez. But it was a really good song. I really did like it. There was just a couple things. This had a lot of energy. Not as much energy as the Niji Conquistador song, but a lot of
Yeah.
energy, which is right amount for them because their last song, I think no, it wasn't their last song. It was the Kenkyuse's that was part of that collaboration song with the other older lady singer. But yeah, I mean, this is a good song. I liked it. If you guys are able to find it, try just looking up the title for it, and I think you'll be able to find it. Google had it. That's why. But yeah, it sold a wonderful 115,451 copies. And going on up to number 1, it is Ikiro by News.
So I actually really, really liked the song. I liked it a lot. I watched the live performance. I watched like 2 live performances of this. And I don't remember, did I find the music video? I don't think I did. I think I just watched some live performances of this. But I really liked this song.
Yeah, I actually really did like the song a lot.
Same. I actually watched, the first one was really short, and I'm just like, no, I need to hear more. So I found another live performance and I watched it, and it was more of a full version, and it was so good. I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And they did it really, really good live.
And it's kind of sad because it's only the 4 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been like that for a while
Yeah.
now. But I really miss the full group of News. But
I know. It's sad. But I did like this single a lot, and it was like the first one I decided to listen to out of the bunch today, and I definitely started out with a bang because it was really good.
But yeah. And apparently all of Japan agreed with us because this sold double pretty much of what the last one did. With 215,058 copies.
It's crazy. This week, the singles did pretty good. I mean, like, sales-wise, one broke over 200,000, one broke over 100,000, and even the Monster X one breaking 64,000 is still pretty good. So I feel like singles were pretty hot this week.
Yeah, and if you go over, and it was going off against some really stiff competition for this past week for albums, because BDZ released this past week also, which is twice his Japanese album.
Did. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm curious.
I'm quite okay for now. Unless I have to legitimately listen to it, I'm quite okay. But it sold 181,000, so.
It did. That was like the best-selling album of the week. You could tell that definitely bulldozed the competition.
Huh.
For albums.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
See my pun there?
Oh, baby.
So. I'm actually really curious, the Blu-ray sales, just because of Namie. I'm actually going to look that up. But yeah, there was some good competition this week in general, so.
let's see here. Yeah. Oh man, Rampage just got tanked. I feel sorry for them for going up against BDZ.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
go
it didn't do,
take a peek here. But I'm kind of sad because there's a couple singles that I was looking forward to this week that I really hope do well. Like Yuki's new single actually passed this week, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get swept under the rug from AKB.
I think anything releasing next week up against AKB is going to get swept.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Idolmaster even is on there too, but I think that's gonna get swept. Idolmaster does relatively strong anyway. It always hits around 8 or so, 8.75. It always hits mids, so it's usually what the chart is for Idolmaster, unless it's like their main one. But even so, let's see here. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it here for us. Is there any other news that you wanted to bring up?
Not really. I can tell you Namie's Blu-ray sales killed it, but I would like to see how much this sold in total. Just because it's still at number 1 on Blu-ray sales, and it sold 46,000 this week, but I would love to see how many pre-orders it sold before it was even out, or total sales for finally. Out of curiosity, I was looking at it. It's sold out everywhere. So, I can't wait to see like the sales ranking on this.
And
so
let's just say this much.
That'd be interesting.
AKB Sentimental Train took number 1 since the 18th. So it's probably going to still be number 1 since its release. So we'll have fun with that lovely little bet next week. You're 3-0 though, yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. You might beat me this time.
Who knows? But yeah. There's just a couple of housekeeping here. You can catch us up on our Twitter and Instagram at ongaku2you, all one word. Email us at ongaku2you@gmail.com. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us if you like the format. We think we're doing fine with the format, but we don't know what the public thinks about it. Let us know for some general fan mail too. You can catch me on Twitch at ongaku2you, or twitch.tv/ongaku2you, where I am going through Yakuza Kiwami 2 currently. You can catch me up on that. You can also catch me on the Podosaurus with our affiliates Koryu Hunter and Timbertaff. If you don't know who they are, Koryu Hunter is a Japanese Twitch streamer and our human residential mailbox. He is streaming a lot of horror games. I think he's going through Dino Crisis 2 currently. And, but yeah, you can reach him at twitch.tv/KoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. And also Timbertaff, he is a Twitch streamer. He's going through a lot of Zelda stuff, and he is mostly known for his Undertale and Legend of Zelda theories. You can catch him on twitch.tv/Timbertaft, TIMBERTAFT. And you can catch him on Podosaurus, which is a gaming podcast, which I took hosting of last time. So if you want to hear me talk about games, catch me on that. But yeah, also check out our site, ongaku2you.com. This week has been a little bit on the downside because my new job just took all my free time, so I'll try my best to put up more articles and more Indie Corner stuff. We weren't able to do Indie Corner stuff because of my new job, but we'll have one next week and the week after. We already got that settled down. But yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, you can follow me at OTYKen1. That's pretty much my Twitch streaming schedule. But yeah, I want to thank you for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku to You. I'm your host, Ken. Signing off. Mahalos.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku to You. This is Luna, signing off.